Okay, now that we are done assessing your body composition and your mobility and a little bit, or your stability and a little bit of your mobility, now we're going to look at your flexibility. So this will determine what is tight and what is not, and we'll try to focus and start stretching those at the beginning of our program, okay? You don't want anything tight that causes some of your imbalances and which will cause more injury down the road, okay? So first, I'm gonna have you lay down on your back. We're going to do the Thomas test for the hip flexors, okay? So this is going to determine if your hip flexors are tight or not. Okay, so I just want you to completely relax. I'm going to grab your knee, okay? I'm going to lift it up, and I want you to help me pull it back with you, okay? Okay. Same thing with this one. Help me pull it up. Okay. All right, you can sit back up for me. Okay. So they are both almost normal. So what happens if your hips are tight? If you pull on one, this one will start to lift up as well. They both lift up, but just a little bit. So probably don't need to stretch them too much, but they probably need to stretch a little bit. Okay. Next, we're going to do the passive straight leg test. So on this one, you're going to lay down again on your back. I'm going to grab your leg. You can go ahead and scoot back some on the table so your feet are not dangling off. Okay. So now, that should be good right there. So now, I'm going to grab this leg and we're going to lift it completely up. You don't have to help me on this one, okay? So I'm going to lift it up. Back down. Go ahead and do that one more time. Up, back down. Okay, we're going to go on the other side. Again, you don't have to help me with this one. Up, down, up, down. Okay, you can go ahead and sit back up. Okay, so again, same thing with your hips. They were a little bit tight, nothing too crazy, no real strong pull, but they were lifting up a little bit, so we're going to have to stretch those as well. That is for your hamstrings, of course. And so the next one is your shoulder flexion, okay? So this is going to determine tightness in the pecs and the lats, okay? So what I want you to do is go ahead and lay back down. Okay, so go ahead and scoot back for me. And what I want you to do is I want you to have your arms over your head and now try to lay them down on the ground. Okay? Okay, now lift them back up, put them above your head, and then back down to the ground. Okay, back over your head. And down. Okay, you can go ahead and sit back up. Okay, so you actually have really good flexibility in your shoulders. I didn't really see any pull, and they both touched at the same time. So it looks like you have pretty good shoulder flexibility pec and lat flexibility. Okay, so now we're going to do shoulder extension. This is going to determine your flexibility of your pecs, shoulder, biceps, and your abs, okay? So it's a pretty hard one to do. So if you can you go ahead and flip over and lay on your front? Okay, awesome. Now put your hands to your side, just like that. And what I want you to do is I want you to try to lift this arm off the ground as much as possible and try to put them behind your back. You can go ahead and do the left arm first, okay? You want to keep it completely straight, and just lift. There you go. All right, back down. Go ahead and do one more. And back down, okay? Same thing with the right side. Go ahead. Up and down. One more time. Up and down. Awesome. Okay, you can go ahead and sit back up. So we're definitely going to need to stretch that out. You were supposed to hit 45. Your left arm almost got to 45, but your right arm did not even come close. So we're definitely gonna have to try to focus on that right side more. So get that flexibility. It has a lot to do with your pecs, but since you passed the other one, it's probably not your pecs. Probably gonna need to focus on some shoulder stretching and some bicep stretching and possibly some ab stretching, okay? So you can go ahead and sit back up for me. The next one is the internal shoulder rotation, okay? Don't worry about the lights. And so this one determines the flexibility of your exterior rotator cuff, okay? So this one's pretty easy. You can go ahead and lay down, but you can keep your legs up like a sit-up position, okay? So now you're going to put your arms out at a 90 degree and then put your elbow out at a 90 degree, just like that, okay? And now what I want you to do is to flex your fingers and keep your palms towards the ground like this, okay? And then raise them up while maintaining your shoulder and your elbow on the table at all times, okay? So just lift your hand up, okay? All right, do it one more time. Awesome. One more on this side. Okay. Do it one more time. Try to straighten out right there. Okay. Awesome. Okay, you go ahead and sit back up. Those seem perfectly fine. Your flexibility seems to be really good with your exterior rotator cuffs. So the next one is the external shoulder rotation. So for this one, you're going to get back in the same position, the sit-up position that you were in. And you're going to put your arms up like this and then go backwards with it, okay? Keeping that back on that. Do it one more time. Okay. Now let me check this side. Keep your shoulder on the ground. Go ahead. One more. Awesome. Okay. So you can go ahead and sit back up for me. That seems to be fun as well. You hit the 45. They both hit at the same time. Seem to be doing really fun with that. The flexibility seems okay. So now here is a shoulder mobility. So you can go ahead and stand up for this one. You can get on the ground. So I'm sure you've done this one in school. You're going to stand right here and just be relaxed. Put your left hand behind your back, grab your right hand over, and try to touch, okay? So go ahead and stand right there. Okay. All right, go ahead and do the other side. Oh. And good, okay. So for that test, some people are a lot flexible with that and some are very not, but if you manage to touch your fingers, you have good flexibility, which you did manage to touch your fingers on both of them. Barely, but you did, okay? So probably need to stretch those out just a little bit, but overall they're really fine. So next we're going to head into our muscular strength and endurance stuff, okay?